Hi, my name is Gia Gordon, and today I'm going to talk a little bit about how I made this illustration for Carefest. So before I even started drawing on this one, I was fortunate enough to listen to a deep listening session that was about caregiving, about caregivers and sort of their experiences, and I was able to find the heart of this illustration through listening, because I was able to relate pretty deeply with the people that I listened to. And so this was something that I really wanted to approach with grace and sensitivity. So when thinking about that, I came up with 3 different concepts that I sent over to the folks at Carefest. And what I was really focusing on was this idea of quilting, or like patchwork or mosaic, because I thought that would do a good job of illustrating, a sense of togetherness, of community care. And also I threw out some ideas about illustrating elders, or those that are receiving care, in a utopian, futuristic society. Like, imagine a society in which needing care doesn't become this cross to bear, and you kind of just exist in our communities as a person, because that's what you are. So I wanted to create an illustration that could picture that. So I started out kind of in the wrong direction, I would say. I got caught up in making these images. I got caught up in making a heartwarming, tender image, a collection of tender images. And I got the critique that, this kind of imagery was limiting. So I moved on to another idea where I kind of more obviously depicted different people who would receive care or give care in these empowered, everyday life contributing to society motifs or vignettes. And I really like where the sketch was going, so we decided to go with this second one. So I started with building up texture through different brushes and color and blending modes. And then I did something that I don't usually do, which is I went full into, after blocking out shapes with color, I went into the line work, because I really wanted the features of the people that I was depicting to be pretty clear and not super impressionistic, which is something that I usually do. And this was a lot of fun, because I grew up a line work baddie. I love, spending hours just slowly needling away at line work, making it as crispy as possible. And so this was kind of meditative and fun. And so I went in with some skin tone, because I wanted to create a piece that was empowering, but that also showed diversity. I was using a softer brush because I wanted to contrast textures, because the textures in the back were kind of gritty, brushy, and so I wanted to switch it up, create some variation, and use a softer brush on the skin. And I love doing this, especially with darker, richer skin tones. I love using a colored highlight rather than just like a, you know, a tan or a yellow. Just because this creates more vibrancy and is more interesting to me, but also because I think it does a better job of creating an overall more interesting piece when it comes to color. At this point, I'm just playing and kind of just trying to feel what feels right, feel out what feels right to me, and arrive wherever I want to arrive. Because at this point, I have the information that I want to show already kind of nailed down. So I call this like the play hour, where I kind of just do whatever I want if it makes sense for the piece. Just doing a lot of experimenting, like I said, playing color, blending modes. I like to try to push Photoshop and like digital painting to its limits. And I think I'm getting to a place that I'm really starting to like this final image. I'm shifting around the composition a little bit. I didn't think the figure in the front was really helping much. Playing around with that, filling in some spots that needed some attention. And then I add some text to the posters, and that's that. So yeah, I hope that was interesting a little bit. And thanks for watching. I really had a lot of fun making this piece. And thanks again to Carefest.